Welcome back to Car Racing Unlimited Adrenaline of Racing. If we're just about to do like this one, but the last time video in Suzuka circuit, we did not absolutely gonna be trying to do like this. And I feel that I'm some kind of a little bit worse, but I'm pretty not smart and I'm not sure. We're gonna be using our Group C cars for the first time, but last video, we didn't absolutely complete any lap times because that LMP1 giving us for all pains for this one. This LMP1 car that gives to paying for not pretty all of us for just a little bit sure. That I might continue for just gonna be going on to this our literally first time to spawn our race cars. I mean some kind of a little bit race cars for just a living for this one. Starting with only one things as well. I cannot able to pretty sure that is gonna be taking for the spawn this vehicle as always. Starting with the Mazda 787B, and this is absolutely pretty such as intense loud. I might not pretty sure this is some kind of just a little bit for a more likely crazy loud. And because of this F1 music just roll, I think that was absolutely for a copyright claim. So looks like we're going to be heading on to manual transmission. So looks like we're going to be give ourselves a go and start raining all over this place. And this is absolutely, wait, I need to head start to get back into this place. It's not pretty good that I never absolutely going to be trying to say. It's pretty dark inside of the second gear. Now all of the sudden is absolutely going to be heading on torrential rain. I don't pretty think that my computer wasn't absolutely having for my performance issues. I think my computer is giving myself for performance issues. Now looks like it's not getting started to get old after 3 years. It's not going to be taking for so much ways until I have to change another device. If the LMP1 cars does not absolutely taking for this a greater lap time, which resulting for is a gonna be terrible mention as well. So by using for this one, and I can absolutely using for the Forza mode as well, instead of using for some kind of mouse control. If I just gonna be using for some LMP1 cars again, which resulting that you should might able to do like this one again, and that could cause a very huge amount of trouble. But the fastest is LMP1 cars. And because of all of this sudden, I'm pretty not sure that the F1 cars are pretty more likely faster than I'm never able to say. In about times in about for 2 weeks, we just absolutely turn on the headlights in case it absolutely torrential rain. And because of this rain feature was torrential, and about I'm going to be reaching up to 10,000 RPM. If this is absolutely pretty so loud, and it's gonna be so crazy, particularly for a strictly like this one. If this is absolutely taken for this nonsense, that's gonna be taking for all of this for high skill demand. If this is absolutely taking for a high skill demand on Group C cars. We just make things sure that we're starting against the Mazda 787B is gonna be on super lap by rain. If this is not gonna be taking for a little bit as much, we'll be taking it for about for second gear, and this is how it matched to this circuit, except for the LMP1 cars. And because it's not good whatsoever, and the rain stops, but is absolutely going to be taking for over this one. And looks like the sun has officially coming out. Now looks like we're going to be staying on intact, and it will be trying to taking for a little bit of second gear. Now all of the Group C cars inside of this game were pretty matched, and all of a sudden we're going to be getting on to the third gear, and besides it will be taking them out for 10,000 RPM as we're going to be reaching up to the sun. Will be suggested we're going to be blasting all the way up. It's still absolutely going to be right there and start braking to this one as well, and because of all of a sudden that looks like we absolutely needed to reach for an over 320 studs per second or kilometers an hour. So if this is not going to be what happened that we're using for the Mazda 787B, it does absolutely pretty match on high skill demand onto this one thing. It's going to be taking for very much as to take for its death car, for its high skill demand of this vehicle as not pretty as possible. Let's start braking over here. So looks like it's not going to be taking for a barrier over here. And the day has literally come into a barrier sunset by overall. And it's going to be starting rain again before we're going to be end of this video. But exactly how due to its only one itself, we're going to be taking a little bit speed at about for this miniature. And about for 5-speed manual transmission. And that should be able to reach up to 200 miles an hour. And it can't be in about for recent decades. But all of the sudden, it's not going to be taking for about for over 200 miles an hour. That should might be able to take about for the third gear. And about you're using for about the LMP1 car. So it looks like we're going to be heading onto a fourth gear. And we just absolutely take it one advantage of 3 minutes and 21. And it's 1 second. Then absolutely we're going to be doing for the using about for Mazda 787B against next time. So it looks like I'm pretty about to sure I jump out of this vehicle and I'm about to pretty sure that we're going to be using for Mazda 787B even for next time that we're going to be super lap at always. This is the high skill demand as known as for the some kind of Nissan R30 for just a little bit. The R92 LM. If this is absolutely trying to spawn this is absolutely the Nissan R92 CP. And it's a blastizer before the rain starts. And for again for a little bit for last night. So all you have to do is gonna be pressing B all over to itself without gonna be getting myself a huge amount of corner cuts as well. That's gonna be huge acceleration and turn on the headlights as literally possible. As we're never gonna be able to see like I never able to do like this before. And it's gonna be taking for a using amount of 5-speed manual transmission. And about the high skill command that wasn't matched until this LMP1s. And because all of the sudden this LMP1 car does not match too, or this is some kind of just going to be get ready for this very impossible lap times by using this LMP1 car as well. And I'm not pretty sure it's about to rain again. And looks like we're going to be getting all the way into a very amount of start. But looks like it is down into this one situation. And I'm about to just ready to go by using about this most likely fastest Bootsy car. And the sun is absolutely pretty down as well. It looks like we're entering to the night scale. And we're putting ourselves into the fourth gear. And let's start the various lap times whatsoever. Looks like I'm starting to get a little bit slow in about under 200 kilometers an hour. Which is pretty bad. That I'm never able to expect like this one. And because gaining for a more gear ratio is about the top speed will result that it won't be handling for much longer. This is absolutely for a high speed demand, for a high scale demand, for reaching about for a 9,000 RPM for this one. So if this is absolutely going to be necessary, and that is how for the high scale demand was absolutely pretty it was. It's going to be taking for a little bit slower, but not in miniature as well. If I'm just going to be using for the LMP1 again, it's probably going to be to do so, but whatever, it does sound pretty bad as well. As the headlights doesn't able to get work, unfortunately, I might not able to see about for this one, because due to itself for extremely amount of darkness, we'll be taking about for this going to be using about the Gran Turismo sports sign, which is almost slightly going to be taking for just a little bit. And I did really not know about for this only one strategy. If this is absolutely trying to do this, but actually we never able to know. Now looks like we just started to get a little bit slow before it starts to rain. Because all of a sudden, looks like we're just going to be using for our LMP1 cars as well. So if this is absolutely for a high skill demand, but later on, we'll be doing about for this later on. In the recent morning that we're using about for the LMP1 car for the very first time, is not what actually to try to do like this. Now let's start slow all over to this one and before the corner starts, and it's gonna be taking a little bit for a using for a first amount of gear and blasting all the way to 9,000 RPM and get it all the way down here to 10,000 RPM, which is gonna be pretty impossible, or not that I just say. It's gonna be taken for very much in long kinds of terms and more like things as well. It's gonna be taken for a very much so, and because this video is gonna be over 15 minutes long, and we'll be trying to stay around for this one and corner cut it once again. So it looks like we're just here and still around for the second gear, but looks like we're almost in around for is 10,000 RPM. It looks like we're just going to be taking a little bit for pretty much well, and blasted all the way to around for its second. It is absolutely going to be taking for a very much longer. Then it's absolutely pretty reaching for over 200 miles per hour. And just a little bit for one side, it does not reach up to 220 miles an hour. That was going to be pretty slow than I ever expected in about for reaching in about for 250 miles per hour. And because of this one strategy, we'll be hitting over to 400 miles per hour. 400 kilometers an hour. This is the same lap must be for some kind of a little bit. So as you can see about the lap times, we just made for a world's fastest lap times in about 3 minutes and 20.183. But not last at least, we're gonna be using for a Christus Linion LMP1. It does not absolutely handles everything, and because due to itself a huge amount of bad luck as well, and because of some other kinds of a lot of players will be gonna be joining around for this game, even though it's not gonna be very much as well. And putting ourselves into a sequential transmission will be taking around for this moment, and because of all of the sudden we're not subject to do super lap within 7,000 RPM. So if I'm gonna be about to do this again, and it looks like it's time for an efficient high skilled demand and about for LMP1 versus Group C car in 1 decade. So if this is not going to be very handling for whatsoever, I might going to be pretty sure it's time to slow down. And against once recently in about last time's video, which has slightly failed in about for this only one recently, that I just completely overshot the lap times as well. And because due to it's something very worse for this a little bit, and this is absolutely for a user, this is another high skilled demand as we're speeding all the way to it's a 190. So it looks like we're going to be taking for this a little bit, and to get all the things a little bit good, now it's time to get a little bit things even much further, but not too fast, a little bit quickly. But all of this very sudden, and it's going to be taken for a very much terrible move as literally possible. But this video has got to be 15 minutes long, but 15 to 20 minutes longer than I ever expected. That we're going to be heading up into the gear number 4, and but looks like if this is not absolutely to do like it is, I'll make sure this is not going to be taken for about for this one strategy. If before we're going to be end of this video, and about for this tomorrow's strategy, we're going to be taking around for 7,000 RPM, and looks like that wasn't pretty good enough. But this is absolutely very sudden, but all this I guess we have 2 players left, and because it's about to rain again, and all this quickly sudden, it won't be absolutely necessary at all. And looks like if we're going to be about to end of this video, make sure that the rain will stop, and again at least at 5 minutes time. Let's do whatever it is. We're going to be hitting around 46 gear, almost up to 7,000 RPM. And I'm going to be went inside of this house. But this is absolutely going to be one sudden. It's a torrential light rain. But it looks like we're just going to be over complete shot. And about for this, make sure it's absolutely some kind of best lap times. But overall, if this is not even for over the sudden, when it's going to be entering inside of the SCP stage around for this moment. So getting all the way for the outside and blast all the way to the morning before we might able to end up this video in about under 15 minutes. So looks like Although we almost failed. And that's how it started to fail, because I can't see, and because due to itself, I don't really think so about for this one moment. And we got recent about 24 seconds of penalty, because due to itself, I'm being such a very worst driver for whatsoever. So looks like we're going to be taking in around for another kinds of laps. I cannot believe it, that was so bad. Lap times must be held at daytime, but looks like we're just absolutely pretty not close. But looks like what is absolutely taking for just a little bit for only one thing. That I'm currently inside of the Spanish mode. Unfortunately, we cannot able to take around for this lap 3 minutes and 20 seconds. It's absolutely pretty a little bit slow. What all you have to do is try again, failed. And the rain has stopped. But looks like we're going to be doing this once again. Unfortunately, we cannot able to do for a very best lap times anymore. And because due to exactly how bad luck that I am. And I can't believe it, this is not going to be taken for a very bad much as well. And turns out it must be a Spanish server. And once again, it's going to be taking for about for this very good alongside. And because some other Spanish people just joined in this game, but looks like somebody is a fan of Turbo Concept. So looks like we're just going to be taking for a little bit as much. This LMP1 car does no match to other itself tracks. Now I'm pretty not sure. I'm pretty not going to be good at lap times. I have to stay cooled down in other recent and about the tires as well. Looks like we're going to be pretty good to go. But all of this one sudden, and the sun should be going to be shine all the way down into this winter shine as well. And because only one strategy, let's take very slow. And because due to this some kind of just a little bit moment, I'm trying to make things a little bit for best lap times at all. I'm going to be doing for a little bit for best lap times at ever. Just we're going to be taking around for just a little bit best lap times that I might be able to turn off for just a little bit its side. For it looks like we're going to be taking around for it's very slow. It is not a beautiful day. It's a little bit of a partly cloudy during this day. So it looks like we're going to be taking around for this a little bit sider and about to take on to the third gear. Now looks like hitting up to 7,000 RPM. And I cannot able to hear around for these words. No! Let's try this again, shall we? We're going to be doing something for our very best lap times to make things a little bit slower. Without going to be making up to the straight, I have to take it onto the outside. And again, 7,000 RPM at first. Now looks like we're going to be getting onto down here. Now because of this rain starts at the various evening, looks like I never able to say, it's not going to be taken for some good lap times whatsoever. If because of the rain comes, it won't be taking for much various strategy. And this is where I just absolutely spin myself out, and it's not going to be taking for a very good times and about for decent weeks. And about for just going to be saying already okay. Now let's going to be doing for a little bit for this one, but this part is not going to be way more insane. And about the best lap times about this vehicle, it's not going to be feeling so good about this only one thing. Now let's take a little bit slow and without using it about throttle. Now using it back in the throttle and without using for some kind of just a little bit tweaks. Now to get all the way for things a very good choice, and they're going to be heading onto this literally outside, and another one should be going to be taking for just a little bit. Now it's going to be heading a little bit for this close, and make sure this lap times is even more really perfect. Now looks like it's going to be taking about for a third gear. Now heading down into the second, entering into about for the SCP stage as well. And we're going to be doing for gonna get down and exiting out of here into the SCP stage. Now before we're going to be end of this video, am I going to be start braking over here? Is this safe? I think this is going to be saying yes. But overall, it's going to be taking for about for a second gear. And pushing around for a third gear and fourth gear. Now looks like we're going to be taking all the way to our blast gear. And trying not to do whatever it is. If this is absolutely what happened into this only one yesterday, and we're gonna be taking for just gonna be pretty up and sure. And that is sounds like it's gonna be taking to giant off this one. Let's start braking over to this one as we're doing for a high skill demand. Now let's get back into the 4th gear and made it ourselves to the end of this video. If this car is gonna be fallen down into this huge giant crash, we'll be subject that no longer to be saved and place it around for some kind of a best lap times ever. It's not gonna be something for a very worst lap times as well. And let's start to get lenting off for this a little bit before this gonna be going on. So let's start braking and make sure it's not gonna be taking about for this a little bit safe. But over this one course, we'll be blasting all of the way, and we'll be subject to get a little bit very faster, and it's gonna be taken for very much as well. And we got 314.691. That was absolutely pretty intensely fast. I completed for this once for our very first time in this day. Looks like that is the end of this video, but I'm starting to get a little bit happy. But if you enjoy for this about for a best lap times video, and that is the part of it, make sure you leave a like and subscribe and click that bell. And thanks for watching and about this video and about for a best lap times for our very first time in Car Racing Unlimited. So which will be Jumper Concept signing off, and we should be about to do this again or not. So let us head back into the menu. And if I just gotta be saying over and out, and our best lap times was absolutely pretty insanely good, about for 3 minutes and 14.691. It is absolutely some kind of same lap time as the Toyota TS050. So good luck, I'm feeling for just a little bit, and I'm gonna be getting back into the menu, and I'm gonna be signing off and back into the menu as well.